What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Except today it's Chicks in the Office with just Rhea and a little bit of Noah. Fran is on a bachelorette trip in Cabo, living her life. So today it is just me. We talked about this last week. We said, ooh, do we do a solo episode? Do we have guest hosts? And I kind of wanted to just chum it up myself. I feel like I have a lot to say, could have had a guest host, but we talked about it and we said, why not? Why not see what happens? Let's test our limits here and just dive right in. So we're going to get into all the pop culture topics galore from this weekend. We have a fun new segment we've never done on Chicks in the Office. We had people call in and leave voicemails wanting advice, would you rathers, fuck, marry, kill, stuff like that. And then of course we have weekly watch report. So we're going to get into all of that, but let's talk about our weekends first. Noah, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great.
Great? Like rated out of a 1 to 10?
I mean, 9?
Wow.
Like 8. Well, yeah, now I'm like, am I limiting myself? Like, going forward, I've had better weekends.
You can have a better weekend and still rate it a 9,
yeah, no,
but I think it's just the start of like great weather and great, spring is here.
Yeah, no. And I was at a good friend's wedding. Mm-hmm. I was in the wedding.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just like invited to the bachelor party. I didn't know you were in
I was
the
a
wedding.
groomsman.
First time, second time.
This is my second time being like a friend's groomsman.
Oh,
I've
nice.
been groomsman for like family. But I was a groomsman, so I went to the rehearsal dinner and everything. Mm-hmm. I chose like not to make a speech. Like I wasn't the only groomsman who didn't make a speech, but I'm like, it's just not, I feel bad because some of the guys gave great speeches.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to live up to that.
I think that's okay. And I think I haven't been to many rehearsal dinners or weddings where the entire bridal party makes speeches. Only usually the best man or maid of honor. The night before at the rehearsal dinner, maybe the parents. Was. Yeah, I honestly...
But the guy getting married texted like the group of groomsmen being like, anyone who wants to make one can make one. Like,
oh my God, so he was fishing. He's like, everyone talking about me.
Yeah.
I respect that. At the same time, I also respect people not wanting to give a speech because not everybody, like, people get shy. Like when you had a class presentation at school.
See,
was it like the worst day ever leading up to it?
It was the worst month leading up to it.
Yeah.
But I think probably because of like my job, people think like, oh, you would be like, no, I'm not. And also, I'm not the one doing like, this is the most I'll be talking, like, ever. Right.
And also, I feel like it's just us in this room.
I'm also not good at being, like, emotional or, like, face-to-face, I would say. Like,
you write a good card.
Write a good card.
You write a good card. I've experienced that from the engagement. You write a good card.
Yeah.
But I respect that. My sister... she really does not like public speaking, like at all. It's like her biggest nightmare. And she has said to me like, can like, she's like really nervous about making a speech at our wedding. And I'm not, she will. And she did it for her best friend. She was the maid of honor. And it was so quick and to the point. And everyone like thanked her after, being like, thanks for making that so quick. But, I don't want to put the pressure on her because if it's something that makes her uncomfortable, I want her to enjoy herself that day and not be thinking about that speech the whole time because you end up thinking about that all day long.
Yeah. I feel like it would, like if my brother got married, it would ruin, I wouldn't have fun because I would just be thinking about the speech the entire weekend.
Exactly.
And you can't like, you have to kind of like wait I wouldn't drink that much. And like until after the speech,
right?
And the speech doesn't happen until like halfway through the night. I feel like so.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to be the guy up there who's like, "Oh my God, I love you," like blacked out. But I think I'm totally okay with no speeches happening. Although if people want to profess, if they're emotional and they're witty and and it's a great speech, there's nothing better. But at the same time, I totally respect people being shy and like not wanting to do it.
At the wedding, the bride's one of her sisters made like one of the best speeches. Like,
really?
Like everyone was like crying.
Ooh, yeah. Laughs and cries?
Laughs and cries.
Oh,
like, yeah, it was good.
That's a home run.
Yeah.
You want to hit it all.
Yeah, so
great.
It was a fun weekend. I almost got kicked out of the hotel at the end of the night.
Why?
We ended up the last people standing at the end of the night all went to my room, and it was like 5 a.m. I think, and knock on the door, and I sent one of the girls in the room to go out, and she like went on the offensive immediately, being like, "It's not us, like it's the room next to us. They've been fucking like so loud all night." And,
Oh
like,
my
this whole
God.
thing. And then he left. And she came back in the room, and we were all like immediately so loud again, being like, "Oh my God,
I can't believe they noise complaint."
Yeah. And then he came, like, knocked on the door again, being like, "We only give one warning here."
Oh shit.
So I was like, "All right."
Well, at that point, it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna pack up my stuff the next day anyway. But you're having a good time.
Yeah.
I had that experience the one semester I lived in the city for college. I went to Pace, and I lived in the dorms for one semester until I dropped out, didn't go to school for a while, then went to FIT for a semester, dropped out, worked at Barstool. That's a long story short, just in case you guys don't know. My two best friends from high school, Hope and Jesse, came to visit me, and we were like running around the city for a little bit. We were still 18, so unless you have a promoter, you can't really go to a club or a bar or whatever. We did that like a handful of times, but it's really sketchy and not something that is ideal. So they came to hang out, and we were like, why don't we just like buy some weed and smoke some weed in the dorm? Like, nobody will find out. And we were smoking in my dorm, and we put like a towel under the door and everything. And the dorm next to me was being loud. Like, they had people in there. And we were so high, and the RA knocked on the door, and we opened it up. What? On our door.
Oh, your door.
Our door. We had just been smoking. We were like, oh my God, fuck. Run to the door. And she's like, it's just like a little loud in here. And I started bursting laughing because I was so high, and I was like, she said it was loud, like weed. Like, we were just those like, you know, like goofy ass high. And I was like, oh, I think it's next door. And then she didn't come back. But that was like, you know, in that moment when you're like, just like,
I mean, I told this...
when weed used to hit a different way, when it was like everything was really goofy.
Yeah. Or it could be the opposite, which I told on this podcast when the delivery guy was knocking at my door, and
and you just didn't yet.
Yeah.
I mean, in this day and age, you don't know.
No, I think he was.
Maybe.
He stole my food. He didn't even leave it.
Well, he was like, fuck this guy. He's not going to answer the door. Now I'm taking his food. I had a nice weekend too. I mean, today is absolutely fucking beautiful out. It changes your entire mood. Like I felt like every ounce of my body was cured from anything that I had been, because I didn't talk about this on the podcast, but over the course of like the 6 weeks that we were traveling, the travel, like, I don't know if it was getting on the planes, because I'm not scared of planes, but like I had this anxiety from traveling, like being in and out of hotels. And I moved into my apartment. My sister had my nephew, and our tour started in 1 week. So I felt like my body never got settled. And so I just had this anxiety from traveling so much. And I was excited this weekend to get back into a routine of being home and getting into the swing of things. And I started to feel a lot better, and then woke up today and was like, holy shit, it's a brand new day. It's fucking gorgeous out. You can feel the warm air. And I truly think for the people who live in places that do get very cold during the winter and get gray during the winter and it's cloudy.
It's a real thing, seasonal depression.
Yeah, and you don't see the sun for a while. I really think it takes a toll on your body.
No, it actually does. And
yeah.
I went to school in Syracuse, and it's always cloudy there, and people actually like try to take supplements or whatever.
Right.
It's a
vitamin
real thing.
D. Like, I've been taking vitamin D because it really, when you don't get the sun, you're just like, oh my God, it's gray every single day.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for us to hit the warm weather months, and
this is the first time where I'm like, it feels like summer is coming.
Yeah, it definitely does. I feel like this is going to be like the best summer ever. That's the thought I had this morning. Maybe it is because it's just warm out today. But I was like, this is going to be a fucking awesome summer. We were talking about going to the Jersey Shore for a big weekend. So I'm excited about that. Just a lot of fun things to look forward to. But my weekend was great. So I did say I had a surprise for Matt last week. His 30th birthday is on Thursday, this Thursday. And I was trying to think of like something special I could do, with his family, because his parents live in Florida now. Family's from Long Island. Both of our families are from Long Island, but his parents live in Florida now. And they were going to be here this past weekend for other things. And I was like, what can we do? And I ended up having a private chef Matt Migliori, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, come to our apartment, and we hosted our first dinner party, and I completely surprised him. And so I have never surprised somebody before. And
ever,
I don't think. Maybe very small, like day, but planned months in advance. Like, I just get really excited about things, and Matt and I are the same way. We're like, when we get each other a gift, it's like it always ends up being given early because we just are so excited. And I was so proud of myself for pulling this off. But I also was having like a moral compass debate where I was like, oh my God, like I'm being really good at hiding this surprise. like, is he going to trust me after this? Because I'm just not a surprise person like that. But
I surprised him with a birthday gift, and he actually stops trusting you. It actually ruins your relationship.
Imagine how psycho you would have to be to accuse you were too good at hiding that surprise that was really thoughtful. But I, like, the whole day leading up Friday morning, we were home, and I just was like, this is torturous. Like, I was texting his family like, oh my God, I can't, like, this needs to hurry up. Like, I have so much nervous pent up energy. I'm like cleaning like a mad woman because I don't even want to be near him because I'm just too excited. I'm dancing around. And then I was like, we were about to fall asleep on the couch and take a nap. And his parents texted that they were an hour away. And I was like, oh fuck, they never told me they left. And I was like, you know what? Let's not take a nap. Like, let's get dressed and go to the bar. Like, let's get early drinks and then maybe get dinner. And he was like, okay, where did this come from? I was like, I just have a burst of energy. So I was like, get in the shower, go, go, go. And we ended up getting dressed, and I acted like I called an Uber. I was taking a really long time to pick out shoes. I'm actually somebody who gets ready pretty fast. So he was like, what's wrong? Like, you look great. Like, and I was like, I don't know if I like how I look right now. Like, really milking it. And then his parents shut up our door. He opened up the door because I said we were going to the Uber, and he was so surprised. You know how surprises can be kind of like disorienting? Because he was like, what are you guys doing here? Like, what is going on? And then told him the chef was coming, because I was like, we can't sit here and not talk about the chef coming. But it was
it just you guys and his parents?
Yeah, his parents, and then his brother and sister-in-law. So it was so like special, his 30th birthday with his family, and Chef Matt was incredible. Like 5-course meal, just
was
amazing.
Was he like talking during it?
So
or was he
we kind of like let him be, but like ask him if we had a question. He loved the music I was playing, because I wanted him to like feel good while he was there. I played a little mix of like Frank Sinatra, and like some dinner music, some just oldies.
What was for dinner?
So started off with caviar blinis, then potato croquettes, a gem salad with green goddess dressings, delish. Ricotta cavatelli with like a pesto dressing, but not really pesto, no nuts.
Okay, good.
And then a Wagyu short rib, it was cooked like a steak. Like when you cut into it, it looks like a steak. And then this like chocolate mousse type dessert with this whipped cream that he left the extra whipped cream in my fridge. And I had it the next day with a cookie. It was delicious. And then we had birthday cake, of course. It was such a fun night. Like we were replaying it all night, and the whole next day we were like, that flew by, and it was so special and just so in the moment. I love really being in the moment, because there are times that I'll be like on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever, and of course you love to see what other people are doing with their lives, but at the same time, do you ever get that feeling like, oh my God, we're just watching other people all day long. Like, we're watching other people's lives all day long. Like, it's just a weird, like, I don't know if it's like meta, right? Like, you're just like on Instagram, you're constantly watching other people's lives.
I sometimes get into
while you're living your own life.
Oh yeah, but I'll be like, or even just if I'm ordering a coffee and then I'm like, that person's had a whole life, and has family, have people that care about her. And I'm just meeting her for these 5 seconds, and that's it. I'll never see her again.
That's a different topic, but interesting. Like, they have a whole story behind them. You can paint the story in your head about their life.
But in reality, you're like, they're not like, I'm not saying they're not human, but it's like, they're just...
It feels like they're a character in your movie.
Yeah.
Like your TV show. But I remember during the dinner, you know, we weren't on our phones, but I had picked up my phone for a second, and I opened up Instagram, and I immediately closed out, and I said... What, you know, like, I'm enjoying this moment so much. It doesn't matter what's going on online
At the wedding
right now.
This weekend, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, which is a thing I've been trying to do recently. And it actually does, because a lot of times if I, like, it's just muscle memory to take your phone out, and you'll see, like, notifications. But if you do Not Disturb, it's just nothing. It's just the time.
You think nobody's contacting you.
Yeah. And then you forget it's on, and you're like, no one's texting me.
Exactly, which can be kind of nice and a break, because I feel like everyone's just on their phones 24/7. But it's nice to live in the moment and just, like, I think about the vacation we went on after we got engaged, and I didn't go on my phone at all during that, and it was truly the best week of my life. Like, and I love being on my phone, posting, seeing what other people are doing, laughing at things, love to see what other people are wearing and all of that. But I feel like it's so important to give yourself some time to not do that and just, like, bask in the moment.
Yeah.
So that was just a lovely, lovely night. And I think he really, really appreciated it. Like, he was just so happy to be with his family and do something different and, like, have our first little party at our apartment, which was super exciting. And then,
was that the first time his parents have been?
No, they came one other time, but they just came for lunch one time at the apartment, super quick, because it was in between when we were traveling a lot, so they just stopped by briefly. But it was really nice and really sweet, and we had such a great night. So that was it was a great weekend. And then yesterday, I had no idea the Jersey City Marathon was going on.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I knew it was a thing in the past, but, like, no email from the building, no signs up in Jersey City. I was supposed to go to Long Island for something, and we got stuck on the streets of Jersey City for over 2 hours, and we could not get to Long Island, and it was not good. It was not good. But we couldn't even get back to our apartment. Like, we asked the crossing guards, hey, can we, like, go? No, not until after 1:30. So you were
just, like, stuck?
We were just stuck on the streets going circles. It was brutal. And I want to blame the city of Jersey City for not putting up signs. Other people had known. I guess maybe I missed the call out somewhere of where that was happening. I feel like an idiot, but I didn't know. So we move on, though. We got past it and had a lovely weekend. And now today has just been glorious. The weather, I can't wait to just freaking...
Yeah, what are you going to do today?
I'm going to frolic my feet outside. Maybe go for an outdoor lunch.
Ooh.
You know? I don't know. Fuck it. It's like, you know, when the warm weather hits and you're like, I can do whatever I want. Like, you just feel free.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to wearing clothes, I'm a warm weather clothing person. In the winter, I don't know how to dress. I forget how to dress. I turn into a slob kebab. I'm just like waking up, put my pajamas on, walking out the door. I don't know how to dress. When it's warm, my outfits, they come out to play a little bit. I get a little excited. So
it's those memes like, I can't wait for summer so I can really start dressing.
Like, yeah, literally.
Except I think people say that about winter because you have more layers and you have more... You can wear more.
Right. I'm just not a layer. I'm just not a layer gal. Like, I like to be free, you know?
Yeah.
So excited. Very, very excited for the warm weather today. But let's get into the topics. We got a lot of topics to dive into. Number one, we're going to be talking about Gerry and Theresa announcing their divorce on Good Morning America after 3 months. The Jonas Brothers are now selling chocolate. Not releasing books, not going on tour, but they're selling chocolate. What are they selling? Chocolate. You don't watch SpongeBob.
No.
Huge Coachella roundup. We're going to go through everything from Coachella weekend. Jax Taylor and Britney update. And we're going to talk about the Drake diss track, the rap battle beef that's going on with all the rappers. I know we haven't touched on that on the podcast, and I'm not sure if many people care. I do care, and I'm sure other people do care. And it's just interesting in general because I feel like Drake is just so big at this point that, like, we have to talk about it. We also have the voicemail segment we're going to get into. So let's get into it, starting off with the topics. If you have a wedding to attend soon, then you know you want to look your dazzling, darling best. You want to bless yourself and the party with a look, and that's why you got to head to Abercrombie to check out their wedding shop. There is an entire best dressed guest section with the most stunning dresses and jumpsuits and pants and everything you need to look and feel your best while attending a wedding. I actually got a couple of wedding dresses from the wedding dress shop at Abercrombie that I can't wait to wear during this wedding season. And the A&F wedding shop isn't just women's pieces for wedding guests either. So if you have a partner that you want to pull off looking like $1 million, you both want to pull up, check out the men's section as well. Regardless, if you make it in time for the dress sale, head to Abercrombie.com to shop their wedding shop so you can be the best dressed guest you can be. Today is the last day of Abercrombie's iconic dress sale, so use code AFCITO15 to get an additional 15% off all dresses in their wedding shop now. Once again, use code AFCITO15 to get an additional 15% off all dresses in their wedding shop now. These two, I'm shaking my damn head. Gerry and Theresa divorce after 3 months. Now, I am not surprised by this whatsoever. I want to start off by saying this man's name is Gerry, but it's spelled Gerry. We should have started there. Why is it not pronounced Gerry with a J? We should have never trusted him and never trusted his parents, to put it lightly. Just
His
kidding.
parents, who are certainly not with us. So.
I apologize for that. Just kidding. But anyways, Gerry and Theresa, they went on Good Morning America and they announced that they are getting a divorce after 3 months of marriage. Their wedding happened back in January. Right? Yeah.
When did you get the invite?
Yeah, and we got the invite. Listen, I knew there was something up with these two. I didn't see the chemistry with these two. Everyone was like, oh my God, you can always find love later in life. And I do truly believe that. I really do. I'm a believer of love, and I believe you can find love at any moment in your life. But there was something off about these two. They got a little taste of fame. They got a little taste of money. They said, why don't we do a little TV wedding? You got married before you lived in the same state. Now, I am not on board for that. I'm not. That's my honest opinion. I think if you are going to be getting married, you have to at least live in the same state when the wedding day comes. I think you got to live in the same state. Now, if we go back into traditional times, you know, sometimes people move in after, but I think it's now become
it needs to be discussed.
At least
or like
be discussed.
You need to come to an agreement on like what
you're
doing.
Hey, after the wedding, you're moving here.
Yeah.
You know, way back when, people didn't move in till after, but they lived in the same state. Now it's a lot more normalized where couples live together before they get married, you know, test your compatibility, which I think is the way to go because you want to see what it's like living with somebody before you marry them. You have to test drive the car before you buy it, in my personal opinion. Gerry and Theresa, they didn't do this. They said, we're going to fucking take the money for a TV wedding and we're going to put on the act of an ages. And we're going to get married on TV, and we don't live in the same state, and we have no plans to live in the same state. They did not even have a plan to live in the same state. Now, you can't sit here and tell me you're going to sit in this interview on Good Morning America and be like, oh, we're still in love. We love each other so... You can have a love for somebody and respect them, love them as a friend, maybe. Gerry, you are not in love with Theresa. Don't tell me you're in love with Theresa. You're not. You're a liar. And you cry a lot, which is sweet. But at the same time, I think he's tricking us. And I think just because you're an old man doesn't mean you can't be tricking people. You know, people act like when you get to a certain age, no, oh my God, they're so innocent and sweet.
They could use that to their advantage.
Yeah, right. Who's to say? Now,
I can't wait till I'm an old man.
Really rub my hands together and take advantage of people. That's how they get them. Oh, I'm old man. I'm the old golden bachelor. Feel bad for me. Who knows what Gary's up to? There's so many rumors about Gary. I feel awful right now. Oh man. I mean, oh shit. At the end of the day, these two are not in love. And I think Gerry probably got caught up in young looking Theresa, because Theresa, she doesn't look 70. Theresa looks, she looks great. She don't look 70 to me. I don't think Theresa was feeling it as much as Gerry was too. I think,
you think he was more.
I think Gerry was a little bit more into it than Theresa was.
Well, he picked her out of all the.
Right. And now we all know Susan was jumping for joy. We all know the Golden Bachelor ladies with their podcasts were fucking jumping for joy that they can talk about this divorce. And now the funniest part about it was them being like, Susan and Leslie, they're like, we'll be there for Gerry. Like, yeah, we know. How soon do you think until Leslie is with Gerry?
Maybe already.
Like, I just think we were bamboozled by a cute old love story, and we all wanted to buy into it because there is sometimes not a ton of success with the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchises. I mean, we've seen success happen. Right now, there are a lot of couples still together. But we thought these two crazy kids could make it. They couldn't make it further than a lot of the other couples. They couldn't make it further than Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries.
I feel like there's probably a lot of pressure put on them internally as well about, like, this. You're the first Golden Bachelor. Like, this has got to work.
Do the wedding.
Yeah. And, yeah, they were probably not happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were probably happy to do it a little.
No, I mean, like a
little paycheck.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, I'm saying, like, I don't think, like, the Bachelor producers are probably, like, happy that this didn't work out, because it's like they have all these other they want to keep doing this. They
want to show success.
And it's hard to sell it the same way that they did for him.
And they want to show, cause when they do the Golden Bachelorette, like, look, Gerry found his love later in life.
What if Gerry goes on as a contestant?
Oh my God! I wouldn't be surprised. They do Paradise. They do Paradise.
Golden Paradise.
And Gerry comes through as a bombshell. That would be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
That would be so funny. Gary's a dog.
Golden Paradise, or like some sort of, you just get a lot of them, like, or it could be like nursing home paradise.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I saw a lot of people saying that, like, I think with older people, you have to do it the Love is Blind method and have it in the same state. You have to have all the contestants in the same state, because
you mean like they already live in the same?
Yeah, because at what age are you moving your entire life?
Yeah. But if you do find the love of your life.
Yeah, but you're at 70 years old, moving to another state, you have all your family and everything. Like, it's way more convenient for them to be in the same state.
Yeah.
Way less convenient. They both didn't want to leave their families, which I think is fair, but also definitely should have been discussed. And you are not in love. You're not in love if you're not
willing to move to be with. I've never really been in love, but like I would assume if you're like truly in love, you're like willing to drop anything.
I will follow my fiance to the end of the earth. I am so, like, I would do anything for him. Gerry and Theresa, they ain't doing anything for each other. And I was giddy when I saw this announcement.
Well, I like the tease, the night before. It was like, what could this be? Other than like a divorce. It's like, what could
and I think it's more just when you I wasn't rooting for that, but I kind of was just like, I feel justified now because I wasn't buying into Gerry and Theresa's love story, and clearly so. I don't think the chemistry was there. Their red carpet photos recently were so off. everything about it. And
we were just with them at the finale. Saw both of them.
were.
I talked to her.
Yeah. Yes, you did. And
because yeah.
Gerry did not remember being here, which is totally fine.
Yeah, he was just worried about where his next drink was gonna come from.
Where's my next vodka cran? But best of luck to Gerry and Theresa, and I hope they're happy, and I hope they stay off social media, because at that point, at that age,
his DMs are probably flooded.
Don't listen to me. Don't listen to the people that are yapping, saying haha.
I feel
just go on with your life.
Like other single older people are like making Instagram accounts just to be able to like slide in.
Yeah, or I mean, girls who are into older men, they do exist. Maybe they're gonna take a crack at Gerry.
Like.
And I don't know. I don't know.
Imagine we just see Gerry like in a week, just like holding hands with a 40-year-old.
Gypsy Rose and Gerry.
Oh,
sorry. Oh man, I don't know why my brain went there. But anyways.
Hey, Victoria F.
Oh my God. Yeah. So
she's on the mark.
So Zachary Reality posted a TikTok where he said he thinks that Victoria F and Greg Rippo have officially split up. Apparently they don't follow each other on Instagram anymore. I think people have been wondering this for a while because they haven't posted together in a while. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought these two were in it for the long haul. Like, I had faith in this couple.
It was a while.
Yeah, I enjoyed them as a couple. I think Greg and Andrew are so funny on TikTok. I wish they would make more TikToks. But yeah, it seems like these two are done. Oh my God, imagine they did a Paradise mixed with old and young. They were like,
it would be cool. Maybe like maybe you have to date your age group. But if they're just all there, it's like the guys can go ask advice from the older. It's like,
oh my God, yeah, that would be funny.
I'm having like problems with
right, but like, why would you even listen to Gerry and Theresa at this point? I just think that this was very, very forced, and I think maybe they just fell into the magic and the bells and whistles of it all, and the oh my God, you guys are so in love. Let's do a wedding TV, televised wedding ceremony. We'll get your families there. We'll get Bachelor alum. It'll be a whole thing. They're just riding the high of being on a TV show, knowing damn well in the back of their heads neither of them are moving.
I feel like
they said they looked at houses together, and yet they couldn't do it.
I think that's probably the biggest thing with all these reality shows is that you are in this bubble, and then the second you leave, like, you could maybe actually believe that you're in love, but then when you're back in the real world, you're like, oh,
right, you have a real life,
yeah,
where
like you're not just like it's they make this perfect for everyone. Like every date, every like trip, you don't get to do like all those things in the real world.
Exactly, they're like putting you on a boat in the middle of the ocean, like
a hot tub in the middle of the woods.
Right,
like, that doesn't happen just when you're walking.
Right, you're not just walking in the woods and a damn hot tub shows up. Oh, let's jump in, and there's towels waiting for you on the side. No, there's a bear. You have to run out of. You have to run out of the woods. Like, it's not as dreamy as that. So, yeah, I'm not shocked these two didn't make it, and I would imagine ABC isn't too thrilled either because they now don't have a proof of the Golden Bachelor working out when they're trying to sell another
work.
The first Bachelor ever.
I wonder. I don't know.
Well, early on, there's some, Sean Lowe, who has been showed a million times, that worked. But I don't know if the first Bachelor ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting that they got a whole Good Morning America lead up package, whole interview. I mean, the interview was funny in itself.
I feel like I'm more curious on why they did they have to do the interview? It's like, why couldn't they just make an Instagram post?
I'm glad they did the interview. I'm actually really glad. And they were still holding hands and doing the whole thing, and I'm just not buying into it.
Is he a clout chaser? He's like, hey, we should do this interview.
I've been saying it from the beginning. We need, okay, well, since we're going to be breaking up, they're not going to care about us much anymore.
This is the last time we could get on GMA.
Right. Exactly. This is our last shot, Trey.
Yeah.
This is our last shot.
Trey? Is that what people call
Theresa? Sometimes I call him Trey.
Oh, Trey.
Oh, shit. All right, moving on. The Jonas Brothers, I saw they're selling chocolates now. So I think the Jonas Brothers, and much like anybody else in life, influencers, celebrities, however they can make a buck, they do. And I don't knock anybody for that, but I feel like it has to fit your brand. I think if it doesn't fit your brand, it comes across, like I said, just making a buck, which I'm not stopping my friends from eating, you know? I think everybody eats. Joe Bros, get your money. But how about the people that pre-ordered the book and spent their hard-earned money on your book? If 2 + 2 = 4, where's their money? Why aren't they getting their money back? Now you're selling chocolates. Chocolates.
Is this
and
the
you're
reason
selling
why
popcorn?
they delayed?
No, I just saw somebody it popped up on Instagram and it was like the Jonas Brothers are selling Jonas chocolates. They just have so many different avenues that they're going down that you're just like, pick a lane, have your merch, have your little side gigs that fit your brand, but don't let your people down. Now, I don't know how long they've been selling these chocolates. I guess for a while, because there was Jonas peppermint bark around Christmas time. Oh, these Jonas ones look good. Jonas dark chocolate pretzels with white drizzle. I could be into that. I love dark chocolate pretzel. Milk chocolate grams with a white swirl. They're posing so, oh my God, they're so quirky with their chocolates.
Fran's gonna get back and
it's gonna be like you were talking about the Jonas Brothers.
So much shit about the Jonas Brothers.
I respect the Jonas Brothers. I also love the Jonas Brothers. Not die hard in the way that Fran does, but I grew up loving the Jonas Brothers. I love the Jonas Brothers. Love their music. But something is fishy and something's awry, and I feel bad for the dedicated Jonas Brothers fans that have gotten their money stolen from them from this damn book. Ever since I learned about this book, I've been unsettled. At least make an announcement. Guys, the book has been on hold because we need to do some readjusting due to life events.
What's more anticipated, the Jonas Brothers book or Jed Talks?
Listen, I'm still waiting for the day that Jed will talk. But
what if he released a book, Jed Talked?
Jed talked. Jed finally talked.
Yeah.
I think the Jonas Brothers book, I saw many people say, I spent my money and I pre-ordered at the concerts. They had a QR code to pre-order the book.
My question is, what is like left to be known? They had that documentary. Like, I feel like they've addressed everything other than.
I feel like in a book, it's like when people say.
Do you think they actually wrote this book?
I don't know if they sat down pen to paper
like
or fingered a typewriter, but I think they probably maybe spoke it to somebody and then that person wrote it down.
Yeah. Because how do 3 people write a book?
Right. A collaborative experience, I guess. Well, I mean, Motley Crue wrote The Dirt.
Yeah.
And those are a couple people. So there's a way to do it. I'm sure they're not all, passing the paper around. Okay, now your sentence.
And then
Right. All right, carry off here.
Yeah.
Ad lib. Yeah, it's just interesting. There, QR codes at concerts to pay for the book. There's a lot going on with them. There's a lot going on with the brothers. And I think the fans, they're always going to be dedicated fans and they're always going to support them. But I think they might be getting a little tired of all the little extracurriculars and then canceling the tours and canceling the books, and which the fans really want, right? The fans can get chocolate and popcorn elsewhere. They don't have to get it from the Jonas Brothers.
Probably going to be better.
Right. And they want what they love the Jonas Brothers for, and that's their music. That's their brotherly bond. Hershey's has chocolate.
That was one of the funniest comments that I saw on that post that we did, where it was like, why did they delay their tour? Like, wrong answers only. And someone was like, they found out they're not brothers. Like,
oh my God, now that would be the drop of the century.
Imagine in the book they're like, we're not actually related.
Oh my God, that would be that would be more shocking than when Nick Jonas announced he had diabetes. That would really rock the world.
Or what if he was like, I don't have diabetes?
Oh my God, I've been lying to you guys, and this secret has been killing me. Yeah, I saw a couple of girls worried that, maybe the Jonas Brothers needed another break from each other, but I don't think that's true. I don't think they do a second breakup. I think they probably have, the self-awareness to not go double breakup. I don't
think it'll be as messy, but maybe they're like, maybe Nick Jonas wants to go be solo again. Who knows?
You already had your time, Nick. You want to be solo again?
He's still young.
You want to jump in the ocean again? You're brothers now. You're brothers. Deal with it. Take it back to the days of just chilling on the beach and all day fun with spring break on DraftKings Casino. Marty and Dana actually. Well, now people are probably confused because I switch back and forth from Matt and Marty, but Matt personal things Marty because when he's streaming, he's Marty. Marty and Dana, they stream the Rocket game from DraftKings Casino. That is so much fun. You could watch that, but you can also play. You could play exclusive games like Fan Fave, Rocket. The excitement is endless, the vibes are right, and the cash prizes could be huge. So check out DraftKings. New players start playing with just $5 and get 100 back instantly in casino credits. Download the app and use code CHICKS to book your one-way ticket to fun with DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Once again, start playing with just $5 and get 100 back instantly in casino credits. Download the app and use code CHICKS to book your one-way ticket to fun with DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Moving on to Coachella, there is a jam-packed Coachella weekend. We're going to dive into it all. I first want to just talk about Lana Del Rey performing. People went crazy over this. Now, I am not I'm a fan of Lana Del Rey, the person. I think she's incredibly interesting. Her music, so to speak, I can't say that I am a huge Lana Del Rey listener, but I am jealous of the girls who do listen and love Lana Del Rey. They have a cool vibe to them. It's like they're the girls you see on the street that are smoking a cigarette and it looks cool and not trashy and you want to maybe give it a shot. Like that's the vibe Lana Del Rey girls give off. They're mysterious. Maybe they're a little sad. Maybe they're a little somber. Maybe they're not so chipper and happy with a bow in their hair like myself. They got more mystery to them. I don't shut up. These Lana Del Rey girls, they sit in the corner with their headphones in, and you want to know about them a little bit more. I'm jealous of Lana Del Rey listeners. I think Lana Del Rey is awesome. I think she, from what I've seen, it was an amazing performance. I think if you are like a Lana Del Rey stan, then you really appreciated this performance. Huge. Taylor and Travis were at Coachella. I don't think anybody had that on their list. Coachella, the most jam-packed weekend of the year. People galore. Taylor and Travis are there. In the crowd, she's wearing a New Heights hat, supporting the pod. His big arms around her. They're dancing. They're having fun. She takes a picture with Teresa Giudice. We got all our worlds colliding. I said, who do we think Taylor is? Team Melissa or Team Teresa? Do we think Taylor Swift knows who Teresa Giudice is? I, in my heart of hearts, want to believe that Taylor watches Bravo on her spare time. You know, like just how Travis mentioned.
Real Housewives.
Right.
She knows.
Everybody knows the Real Housewives. And I think, Travis, they mentioned watching Love is Blind. Maybe she likes a little Bravo in her life. That picture was hilarious. But just seeing Taylor and Travis, like, it makes me so happy that she feels so safe with Travis that she can go back into the swing of things and go back in the world, because the last time we saw her at Coachella was her supporting Calvin Harris when they were dating, her watching Calvin Harris's set in the crowd. And that seems like forever ago, and a time where she was really huge, but not as big as she is now. And I feel like although the videos, you could see everybody's taking a picture of her and whatever, it's not like they're grabbing at her, they're taking pictures of her, but they're not grabbing and
That's
clawing.
what I saw people saying. It's like, I thought people would be like swarming her.
Yeah, it seemed like it was respectful. And I think when you're in that section, I'm assuming it's probably artist
Just
passes
like
and influencers and stuff. So,
which influencers must have been like, oh my God.
Right. I mean, I saw pictures of Jake Shane in the back, and he wrote, he posted that he didn't say hi to her but was freaking out. So you had to be like, oh my God. And then right over a little bit to the right of them was Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber. Justin Bieber actually popped on stage on Sunday night. Justin Bieber every once in a while pops on stage somewhere and reminds everybody who he is, and then everybody puts respect back on his name.
Well, I feel like he's just one of those that, like, when they brought him out, like, the pop for him is just, he's Justin Bieber.
He's so wildly talented. He is so unbelievably talented. And then we're reminded that he said no to the Super Bowl. Had to be a reason. He didn't want to do the Super Bowl, but he popped on stage at Coachella.
But it's funny because he was like just wearing what he was wearing. It's like a sweatshirt.
Right.
And
I mean, that's sick. That's how you know you're fucking cool. Justin Bieber is very cool and so talented.
I saw the video of going around of like him and Jane Smith just like kissing each other.
Yeah. I think, brotherly love. I think that they've been so close for forever that he gave his
honestly, at the wedding I was at this weekend, there was a lot of guys kissing each other. Groomsmen kissing.
Yeah, on the cheeks and stuff,
Some on the lips.
Some on the lips. It's probably, they're happy to be there, I saw that video and people were like making fun of it. I said, he's giving his friend a kiss on the cheek. who knows what they're doing there, you know? They're at Coachella. They're smoking, they're drinking, maybe a little Molly's involved. I don't know. I'm not accusing them, but you never know. They're at a festival. So that was great to see them having a great time. Another couple I just love is Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan. I am such a Sabrina Carpenter fan.
I've become one recently.
I love her whole vibe, her whole aesthetic. I love about her. I think she gets on stage and she rocks it. She has a theme. I love her little witty endings to nonsense where she said, it's just so good.
Like maybe I need a boy from Melbourne or something.
Yeah, no.
Melbourne?
Melbourne. No, it's she changes it every time.
Yeah.
And this time she says, I'm all about the balls, I'm Cinderella. I only use my mouth, that's a cappella. I'm so glad you came from me, Coachella. Like she's not afraid to get feisty and dirty while also coming up with extremely witty lines. I'm sure you know she has a team that helps her with that. But I just love her whole vibe. And then Barry Keoghan filming her, he's jumping up and down. He's so excited. She's waving to him.
That when she waved to him and his reaction is so funny. People were like, he was like giddy. He was like, oh my God.
He was literally kicking and screaming and kicking his feet in the air like he was so giddy, which was so cute to see. Suki Waterhouse announced that their baby is a girl, that she announced that during the show. Robert Pattinson, Suki Waterhouse were there. I do want to talk about the brand houses that were going on at Coachella. I'm sure there were more, but there were 3 big brand houses going on. We had the Poppy Alex Earl house, we had the Guess Jeans house, and we had the Tarte house. And unfortunately for Guess Jeans and Tarte.
That was the David Dobrik stuff.
When you got Alex Earl at your house, first of all, I love Poppy. And then you get the Poppy house. I'm seeing mostly Poppy. The Poppy house looked sick.
How many people stay in like a house?
I'd imagine it's how many people she wants to stay.
Like,
right? I think Poppy.
Is it her house?
Yeah,
so they give it to one person? And they're like, do whatever you want?
I think for other ones, it was multiple people combined. I think for Alex Earl, hers was the Poppy house, and like her friends just stayed there. Like it was her sister, her friends, Patrick Ta, the makeup artist, because the shirt said Coachella, whatever, play on Alex Earl, Coachella.
Oh, yeah.
Which sounds like I'm just like have like a slang, a southern drawl, Coachella. Yeah, I thought it was a battle of the houses, but I think Alex Earl's Poppy house came out on top. It was about right. They honestly should have filmed a reality show for Netflix, a battle of the houses. Sick. And it's just like who has the best Coachella house. Yeah. Like the challenge crazy, style, real world style. It does look insane, and I'm sure it's a ton of fun. I have never been somebody who feels left out of Coachella.
Well, the one time we were gonna go was for Frank Ocean.
Right, which would have been sick. But then ended up not being so sick the next year or multiple years after. I don't have this, and I'm not looking down. I think it's so cool. I just think for myself.
Is that all musical festivals though?
Yeah, all music festivals. A 3-day bonanza is not something I like to sign up for. I like a one big night. You count me in for one big night of dancing and going crazy, and I am there. I'm not a 3-day bonanza type of person. So I just don't think it's sustainable for me to attend Coachella, if I'm being completely honest. I think I'd be tired.
I think a lot of people skip days, won't go during the day.
Right. I don't think I have the stamina for it. So that's why I never feel totally left out, because I'm like, I don't think this is something I would totally love so much. But I do enjoy seeing the outfits every single year. Even though it's become very, very, very brand associated, we just got to lean into it now, because this is what it's become. We can't be the old grumpy people yelling on the lawn. Bring Coachella back to what it was, when it was just people having fun, dancing, and not worrying about the brands.
That's how Jack
People still go and have fun and dance and are not worried about the brands. It's just that you are seeing the influencer online that go with brands. But there are thousands of people attending Coachella that are going for the love of the music and not for the brands.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw Jack Mack saying, do normal people go, or is it just influencers and celebrities?
Yeah,
But that's all you're seeing online.
Right, that's all you're seeing online. But
there's literally giant crowds.
Right, there's giants of crowds of thousands of people going where their friends are seeing their stuff and they're seeing they're having a great time, and it's not all about the brands to them, and they're enjoying it. And I think we just have to accept what this has become. You know, I actually don't. I mean, maybe a couple years ago I would have gotten FOMO with things, but I am not somebody who suffers from the FOMO disease.
I do.
Because if I want to lay in my bed and watch TV, that's what I want to do. If I want to go out, you'll see me out. You know, you'll see. There's two things I love very much. It's going to a bar or a club with fantastic music where I can dance all night long. That's my favorite type of going out. Dinner and then out dancing. If I'm not dancing, I don't love going out. That, you know, like, you know when older people used to talk
You're
about
not like a dive bar.
No, I mean, like, I can go and just hang out for a little bit, but I'll get bored with that. I really love some good music and good dancing for my night out. Yeah, I just fucking love it. I get lost in music. Sometimes I don't even need to be drunk. I don't even need I can
high
have
on life.
I get fucking drunk and high on life when I'm out dancing. I just love it. I'm sounding like I was just saying, like older people back in the day were let's go dancing. Like that's me. Like I want to go dancing.
I mean, even like just being at a wedding this weekend, it's like that's the best part.
Yes, the dancing, the dance floor. Like that's what I'm so excited about for my wedding. It's just being on the dance floor all night. Like it's gonna be so much fun.
And I feel like at weddings, like you dance like goofier than you normally the way that I was dancing at the wedding, I would like when we go to clubs and stuff, like I would never dance like that at a club.
You should let your freak flag fly. Dance the way you want.
It's something about a dance floor at a wedding. It's just like anything goes.
Anything. I think anything goes anywhere. When I dance, I let my body take control. I don't care who's watching. I seriously dance like nobody's watching. That is me. I just let it go. And then the other side of that is I love laying down and watching TV. There's two, you know, I don't know if I have like a happy medium. I'm either laying down. I mean, dinner I think is my happy medium. I love a nice dinner with some wine and friends and go home after. That would be the happy medium. But it's either dancing or laying. Yeah. Those are my two extremes. But yeah, I think Coachella just too much stamina for me to upkeep. Megan Fox was there. She was at the Celsius house with Charli D'Amelio.
Wait, she was at the same house as Charli D'Amelio?
Yeah. I think so.
What?
She did an interview with E, talked about Love is Blind, Chelsea Love is Blind, and Megan Fox said, like, you know, I didn't watch, but I saw pictures of her, and I could see a world where people told her you kind of look like Megan Fox.
She's like, I could see a world.
Right, like, I don't, but if I close my left eye and I squint the right one, no, Megan Fox, I watched her whole interview on Call Her Daddy, and she's extremely interesting. She's an extremely interesting person, and she said it herself. She lost her sparkle from being bullied for 20 years online. Like, that's what she said. She said, I hope Chelsea doesn't lose her sparkle because I did.
For being bullied?
For being bullied, like, by the media for years. Yeah. Which is true. I mean,
I didn't know she was so bullied.
Yeah, it's just when you're to put it bluntly.
I wonder if that's more of a recent thing.
No, she talked about it on Call Her Daddy, like, years ago.
Yeah.
Early on, when Megan Fox was hot on the scene, Transformers and everything, she got bullied hard by the media, and it was like, because she's so beautiful, this wasn't her words, but my words, it was like anytime they can get an unflattering picture of her, they tried to do. Anytime they can get an unflattering story of her, because on the outside looking in, she looks like the perfect specimen. So they just wanted to tear her down and bully her, which is so sad in what they do to people in general. All the time, you can't win. You get built up and people just want to tear you down. I mean, we see it all the time with even just influencers, right? Celebrity is a very easy thing to talk about. I mean, Taylor Swift, for example, she's so great and people want to tear her down. But even with influencers who start getting Drake.
If you're at the top.
Right. Listen. Oh my God, this thing has been coming out of my shirt this whole time. How embarrassing.
What thing?
This plastic thing.
You got the tags on there?
No. It's a corset, so the plastic thing in the...
I noticed how my fly was open over the weekend at one point.
Oh, that's way more embarrassing.
I don't think anyone else noticed.
Oh my God. Well, I hope they can't see that in the video.
They can't.
We'll cut it out. It's the plastic of my shirt. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, when people start to get really popular on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, you can notice the shift almost instantly. Everyone's hyping them up. Oh my God, we love you, we love you. And then once they start taking off and they start making money and, you know, they have a lot more success, people instantly want to tear them down. It's unfortunately the life that we live in, because people can be just really jealous and unhappy with themselves, and it's really sad. Charli D'Amelio was seen with FaZe Banks. Gets a thumbs down for me, because I don't know if anybody's familiar with this story, but Alyssa Violet, who was a very popular YouTuber, she stopped doing YouTube, but she still like posts online a little bit on TikTok and Instagram. Her and FaZe Banks dated for a while, and he fucked her over so badly. They lived in a house together. She's told the story somewhere, but they lived in a house together, and then one night she caught him cheating on her in their guest house. Like, what? That's fucking absurd. While they were dating, living in the house together.
In the other house.
She was in the house.
That's crazy.
Like, that's fucking crazy. You gotta have the biggest fucking set of droopy balls on you to be like, I'm gonna do this to a person because I have all this fake clout, YouTube followers, whatever, because that was years ago. Yeah. Maybe he's matured since then, but I'm not sure. I don't trust.
He's also like 12 years older than her or something.
Yeah, that's also like, I don't want these boys around Charli D'Amelio. Let's see. FaZe Banks age. FaZe Banks is 32.
Is Charli D'Amelio even?
And Charli D'Amelio, I don't even know if she's 21 yet. Charli D'Amelio's 19.
Really?
And he's 32. See, no, he has not matured. He hasn't matured. She's not legal to drink.
Not even that close. Got a couple years.
Gosh. Where are the parents? Where's Heidi and Mark? Being like, let's maybe talk to somebody else, Charli? I don't know. I find that to be strange. I think, listen, we talk about age gaps on this show a lot, and I think sometimes it is, appropriate. I think sometimes it's appropriate. Like, I think later in life, people are mature. If you are not of legal drinking age,
if you're separated by two,
right? If
one's a teenager and the other's, you're not in your 20s.
Yeah, like she's not even in her 20s. Like, that's weird to me, dude. I think that covers everything I had written down for Coachella weekend.
Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah, Billie Eilish was there. She Olivia Rodrigo, she got on stage with No Doubt, which you didn't know was a thing, which was crazy.
Wait, what?
No Doubt. Remember, you didn't know No Doubt, which was insane, and actually it's incredibly insulting to Gwen Stefani.
I love Gwen Stefani. Rich girl.
Yeah,
Sweet Escape.
But No Doubt is just, No Doubt is where it's at. Like, that was original.
You think Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor had a run-in? Were they there the same night? I don't know.
They've been around each other, at the Grammys, and so that was very cool. Billie Eilish, yep.
Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, the Creator.
He brought out Donald Glover, which is cool.
Yeah.
He brought out ASAP.
He said that he used to hate ASAP, which was funny.
No, that was about Donald Glover.
Yeah. That was cool.
Although, that was about
it was confusing.
It was about Donald
It was
Glover,
tweeted different times about whatever. But yeah, it actually a lot to keep up with this weekend, and I did enjoy the outfits. I think people
you see Leonardo DiCaprio's
no, but that doesn't surprise me at all, wearing his black baseball cap
mask.
We know it's you, bro. Yeah. We know it's you. That's now your if you want to go as Leonardo DiCaprio's Halloween, wear a black hoodie, a black hat, and a black mask.
It was like a giant party bus. I saw this video, and it was like him walking out. Jeff Bezos came off the bus, like just all these like older, insanely rich guys. It's
just like, Leo, like put a little pep in your step. We know it's you. You're not hiding anything.
Would you think it's like, if he was just openly there, like not trying to hide, like there's no problem?
There are people now that people care about more than Leonardo DiCaprio. Sorry to Leo to break it to him, because I do care about Leonardo DiCaprio, but at this point with all the influencers and everybody there, he's getting overlooked a little bit. When Taylor Swift can stand in the crowd without covering her face, so can you, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. So can you. I think that covers it all for Coachella, but there will be a second weekend, and I'm sure there'll be more to talk about. Just want to give an update on Jax Taylor and Brittany Cartwright. They had a birthday party for Cruz, their son, and during the cake, the entire table collapsed and the cake fell off the table. And people said that was a metaphor for their relationship, which to me was funny and also sad, because this was their child's birthday party, which, you know, just seeing... Jax Taylor has not changed as a person. He, has made comments about the way Brittany looks. He liked a comment on Instagram saying that he should have married Stassi. He just doesn't have it together. And I want Brittany to just get all the way out and just stop putting up with this man. Stop putting up with him and his shenanigans. And I feel sorry for their child whose cake just completely collapsed off the table at the birthday party. There's some bad energy in that house that needs to be saged. Rumhaven is made with real coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives for clean and refreshing taste. Not fake. You can't beat the taste of real coconut water. It's delicious, clean, and refreshing. I love Rumhaven, especially with the warm weather coming up. Getting a little Rumhaven, a little rum punch in your life. My mouth is absolutely watering. Rumhaven believes that Mother Nature does it best. That's why Rumhaven is crafted with premium Caribbean rum and real coconut water. Enjoy Rumhaven straight over ice with a splash of club soda or your favorite juice. Like I said, a little rum punch. Excuse me, sign me up for some rum punch with Rumhaven. You can find out where to pick up a bottle of Rumhaven for yourself by visiting rumhaven.com. Once again, visit rumhaven.com and pick up a bottle of Rumhaven for yourself. Rap battle beef. Now, you may be watching this going, why do we care about this girl talking about this rap battle? But I will say it's very interesting. So this all started when Future and Metro Boomin put out their album a couple weeks ago, and it was called We Don't Trust You. And on that album, a song was released called Like That, which is a great song with Future, and Kendrick Lamar's on there. And Kendrick Lamar dissed Drake in his verse.
And J. Cole. He referenced First Person Shooter, which was a song that J. Cole and Drake had on Drake's last album. He said, Prince outlived Michael Jackson, saying that he's Prince, Kendrick Lamar's Prince, and Drake's Michael Jackson. In terms of legacy, I don't know to get into that topic, because Prince literally outlived Michael Jackson in terms of life and death, but legacy wise, I think a lot of people, like snobby artist people, look at Prince as like he's a better artist and musician. And
I love Prince. My mom was Prince's #1 fan.
Yeah.
But Michael Jackson,
you can't be
Michael Jackson. He's the king of pop. So, he dissed Drake and J. Cole, and then J. Cole proceeded to put out a diss track towards Kendrick Lamar, then delete the diss track and apologize.
On an album called Might Delete Later.
Which I think was maybe the softest thing a rapper could have done.
He said he couldn't sleep for nights.
And you know what? That means, he is a good soul. But,
or he's just worried about Kendrick's going to come back.
Exactly. Either he is just an incredibly, good-hearted person who really couldn't sleep at night or couldn't sleep at night because he was scared about what people know about him. Yeah. So that was awkward and weird and soft, and that got deleted. Now everybody has been waiting for Drake to respond. And now this weekend, his diss track got leaked. And at first, people were like, is this a little AI thing again?
And that was after Future and Metro put out another album with more Drake disses.
A$AP
Rocky dissed him.
The album's called We Still Don't Trust You, so a theme here. A$AP Rocky did diss Drake. He said, he fucked his baby mama, which I thought, listen, I love A$AP Rocky, but I thought was bold because I think Drake probably has a lot to say about him and Rihanna.
Yeah, people are saying
Drake and Rihanna have a bit of a past. They have matching shark tattoos, so I feel kind of bold of A$AP Rocky, but I guess A$AP Rocky could just be I got her, she's my woman, so whatever. So Drake's diss got leaked. And it's fantastic in my opinion. I think it's so good. I think, I think there's a lot of lyrics that, like, when you first listen to it, you're kind of just like, oh, I like the beat. But then when somebody can spell out which each lyric means, then you're like, oh my God, he said that. So in response to what Kendrick Lamar said, like Prince outlived Michael Jackson, Drake said, what's a prince to a king? He's a son, because Michael Jackson was the king of pop. He's basically saying you're just like my little pet. He called Kendrick Lamar a midget. He called him a pipsqueak. He said, how are you gonna big step when you have size 7 men's on? He basically had a lot of short references about Kendrick Lamar. He came for Rick Ross. He said
Rick Ross had posted listening to like that, I think.
Yeah, and he came for Rick Ross. He said, like, why is he getting involved? He's turning 50. Rick Ross responded with his own diss track that was, in my opinion, not great, but he accused Drake of getting a nose job. And then Drake posted this back and forth with his mom on Instagram, where his mom texted him, "Obs, the internet is saying you got a nose job. You look the same to me in the kitchen today. I can't believe you would get one without me, because I always wanted one. Don't tell me that you got tattoos without me, and now this too." And then Drake just responded with a bunch of laughing faces and wrote, "I would have got us a 2-for-1 deal if I went, ma. It's coming from Rick Ross, the guy I did songs with. He's gone loopy off the Monjaro. He hasn't eaten in days, and it's turned him angry and racist. He's performing at proms for money. It's bad. Don't worry, we'll handle it." Which I thought was fucking hilarious from Drake. And then Rick Ross just kept posting on his Instagram story that Drake got a BBL. And now I want to come to Drake's defense about the nose job thing, because people are posting side by side pictures. It looks the same to me, like maybe slightly different, but if you saw pictures of what my nose looked like when I was younger in some photographs, looks ginormous and looks like I got a nose job. I didn't get a nose job. I just grew into my face. Like your face changes over time. And I look at pictures sometimes where I'm like, oh my God, it looks like I literally got a nose job, but really my nose was just too big for my face. And then I grew into it. So I really don't think Drake got a nose job. As for like the accusation.
Also, even if he did, it's
also like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Right? Like, if that's the worst that Rick Ross is going to say about Drake, it's really not bad. There's also like lipo accusations and BBL accusations.
Oh yeah, he said that's why he like wears like
wears the big vest at his shows. Listen, if Drake got a BBL, that's fucking hilarious. Like I just like that would be absurd if Drake got a BBL. So this has been going on, but Drake also dissed Future. Obviously, he said like how, because Future called Drake his number one fan, and Drake said, how am I supposed to be your number one fan when every number one I put it in your hand? Because like all of Future's number ones have Drake in it. Same thing with Rick Ross. His top three, his 3 songs that were on the top 10 all have Drake in it. It is true, every time Drake jumps on a song, it has a chance of doing way better than if he's not on the song.
Well, and also not even on it, like the fact that the Like That song went number 1 because they're talking about Drake.
Because they're talking about Drake, and the whole point of Drake's diss was like, drop and give me 50. He's basically just implying like, it's a metaphor like or entendre like on push-ups, but like also drop and give me 50 because when you drop a song, I'll make 50% because you guys always need me on it. Like Drake is so at the top that his diss track, he just seemed annoyed. Like, it wasn't even like he was like going so hard at them. Like, he was like, he said to Metro Boomin, like, just shut up and make some drums. So good. And I feel like there are a lot of Drake haters out there that will say, it was a whatever. You don't have to have a double, triple entendre for it to be a good line.
Also, this is just the first, like, Kendrick's going to come back.
Yeah.
So it's like he has to. This is just
he has to hold on to.
He also had to address like 20 people in one song. Like,
right.
It's not just Kendrick.
He went after Future, Kendrick, Rick Ross, Metro Boomin,
ASAP.
Well, yeah, and he went after J. Cole, who was on his side. He said the dot shit was weak, meaning like because they call Kendrick Lamar K dot, and it's like he said basically when you released that song, it was weak, and deleted it was weak, and the whole thing. So he went after J. Cole. I think people just expect every line you have to think about it a million times.
But he had a lot of that.
And he did. He had a ton of that. But I think when you just tell somebody to shut up because they're not worth your time is so good. He's like basically like, you're not a rapper, shut the fuck up.
All the jokes on TikTok were like, now Metro's like, if you go make beats, then you're just doing what Drake told you to do.
Right. Like, let me just sit in the corner.
Rapping?
Right. And Metro Boomin is great, but it's just funny for him to just be like, just shut up and go make some drums.
That's what people are. They're like, imagine like assembling every rapper and you made 2 albums. This has been like years in the making, like all because you just like hate this guy. And then he just responds like, shut up. Yeah,
it's hilarious. I thought it was great. There were a lot of lines in there that had deep meanings, and I think sometimes so deep rooted that we may not even know, and it's just the rappers themselves know what they're talking about. A lot of references to chains, wearing chains, like OVO, FBG, like
Kendrick said he was in the like that song said he was gonna snatch his chains off, and
just a lot of references.
I thought the Taylor Swift Maroon 5 thing was good because Kendrick fans, and I love Kendrick Lamar, and he might come back even harder, but they'll be like, oh, well, he's a real artist, and like Drake's just a pop man. And it's like, well, Kendrick did make songs for Taylor Swift and Maroon 5.
Right, which I think obviously a lot of Taylor Swift fans found offense that it wasn't offensive to Taylor Swift. It was basically like, you need to jump on Maroon 5 and Taylor Swift to get yourself to the top again, and you make pop hits, and you're Kendrick Lamar, and those fans say that Drake is just poppy and mainstream. Like, that wasn't an insult to them by any means. It was just more like, stop saying I'm the only one who does pop hits when you jumped on like the poppiest artists. So I can't wait for Drake to actually release this on streaming services. I mean, Spotify posted like hip hop is a competitive sport.
I don't know why he didn't.
Drake is coming.
Because it would have dethroned like that probably.
Well, some people are saying that maybe he's nervous it wouldn't have, but it absolutely would.
But now it's like, it's been out for so long that like now I don't know if it's an accurate, like if you put it out today, people who have already listened to it,
no, they will. I think they'll, because they want to hear the real version, right? Like whatever the real version may be. Maybe he wants to wait to add stuff. Maybe he didn't hear A$AP Rocky's verse on the latest Show of Hands and was like, wait, I need to add this. Like, maybe he just wants to see what people are saying. It is very clearly his track because he's addressed Rick Ross on Instagram. So like, it's very clearly him. Also, Uma Thurman posted on Instagram her Kill Bill outfit and wrote, at Champagne Poppy, you need this, and he reposted it, which I think is hilarious. Did you see what Rick
Ross said about that? He was like, would that fit me?
Yeah. Just hilarious that Uma Thurman is getting involved now.
Yeah.
And I saw SZA post somewhere that she's involved, but he was complimenting SZA.
Yeah, he said that she's like
she's
top,
the best.
Yeah,
he was like SZA, Travis, 21 Savage. Like he was complimenting SZA, so I don't think she was involved in a bad way. I loved this though, and I think he said he was trying to keep it PG at the end, and he was like, "Don't wake the demon up. I have a lot more." And then somebody DM'd him on Instagram and wrote like, "Has the red button been pushed?" And he wrote like, "Not even close." Like, I think he kept it tame because if this keeps going, he's got to have more. He can't.
The memes are so funny. I saw someone be like, Drake trying to make sure that none of these lyrics get like misinterpreted that they're about Pusha T. Like, because he does not want Pusha T to be involved.
I mean, for background information, Pusha T literally revealed that Drake had a son.
Yeah. Which honestly, when you look back on it, it's like, that was like a holy shit, he has a son. But if he didn't have that information, like, I'm sure Drake could have gone back and forth with him. Like,
it was just like, you have a son and nobody knows, which was like, okay, wait, that's it. That's the end now.
Yeah.
That's the biggest drop you can have. Drake mentioned Kendrick Lamar's wife. He said, I'll be with bodyguards like I'm Whitney, which is, a bodyguard, Whitney Houston, but then also his wife's name is Whitney. And then
people were saying that she's like slept with Kendrick's bodyguard.
Yeah, that's what people were saying, that it was like a double entendre on that. So who knows?
They said that
I'm into it.
She slept with a bodyguard while Kendrick was doing push-ups, and I'm like, how would they know that?
Like Kendrick Lamar was at the gym?
Yeah.
Like she snuck off while Kendrick was at the gym? Yeah.
I just love the competitiveness because at the end of the day, we're just getting like great music now from this.
Spotify wrote.
From everyone.
Hip hop is a competitive sport.
Yeah.
And I think it is great that we get good music. And listen, I loved the time where all of them were making music together. Fucking Problems, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, one of the best rap songs ever, in my opinion. Pop That, Rick Ross, Drake, one of the best rap songs ever, in my opinion. Love when they all work together. But clearly there's some hate there, and if they have to go after each other and give us good music, I mean, Meek Mill and Drake went after each other. We got back to back, and now they're friends. They made up. They made Going Bad after. They made up and made more music.
I mean, Kendrick, like, I think, like, he put that out because he wants to go at someone. Like, it is a competitive sport, so.
Right, and why not, you know? As long as nobody's got anything too... I'm sure they do, but they hold back, right? They probably got some real dirt on each other.
Sometimes I'm like, do they? Because it's like, what is Kendrick gonna say? I mean, yeah, I'm sure they do, but it's like, they're not like close friends, like.
Right. Maybe just through the grapevine. I mean, yeah, like Drake just called him short a bunch of times, which funny.
Yeah.
I think it plays. I thought it was great, and I'm excited to hear more from.
I feel like it's got to be this week that. At least one of the people he went after is going to put something out this week, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, Rick Ross already did, but Rick Ross is just like...
It's like no one cares.
Yeah, you're like, okay, cool. I saw somebody write that So Far Gone has more streams daily on Spotify than all of Rick Ross's 200 songs.
Yeah.
Like, or whatever it was.
His like most streamed songs ever all have Drake as like the main.
And they're all great songs, but they all have Drake. Drake is... the best. Like he's
number one. Like
he just, and the other, you know, might be their raps might be like Whittier or whatever, but when it comes to this stuff, also, I remember where I was when Back to Back dropped. Do you?
No, honestly, I remember where I was when the Pusha T stuff happened. But when was Back to Back? That was 20.
Back to Back was
like
2015.
Oh, 2015.
Yes, and I remember I was in the car, and Funkmaster Flex just kept restarting it and dropping the bomb, and I was like, just play the song, we just want to hear it. And he just played it over and over and over again. So I'm excited to see who responds.
I saw 50 Cent say that he thought Drake beat everyone.
Oh yeah, and 50 Cent always has a lot to say. He's a very opinionated man, and he was like, Drake killed you guys. So we'll see what happens. I hope Drake actually puts this out on platforms, but maybe he's waiting to add more. Or maybe he's just like, hey, everyone's going to hear it anyway. I don't need to put it on a platform. But I would appreciate it because I want to listen to it in my car, and I don't want to have to pull up YouTube. And then, you know, you can't like close your phone and play YouTube, which they need to fix.
It almost is kind of cooler in a way of like this. I mean, I'm sure he was involved. Like, I don't know if it just got leaked, like, but that he didn't like put it out. Like there's something cooler about that in my mind.
Right, like oh shit.
He's not like, here it is.
He emailed it to people to leak for him.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Because they've like basically Future has like released 2 albums that are so clearly about him. Mm-hmm. It's like that they're
very produced albums about Drake.
He's living rent free in like their head.
And honestly, What a Time to Be Alive, Future and Drake is one of my favorite Drake albums. I love Future and Drake together. I love Future.
Honestly, they're the most shocking like part of this. Like Kendrick, they've always not really liked each other, but
Drake brought Kendrick and A$AP Rocky on tour very early on.
So long ago.
But
Future was like they put out an album like he was on what was the Baby album Drake? Where they?
Wait, why am I blanking?
Yeah, no, I can't.
Because you're thinking of Champagne Poetry.
Yeah, that was the first song.
I have why am I blanking on the name of that album?
For All the Dogs was the last one.
Isn't that the worst when you like it? Oh, Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy. Yeah. Not.
Yeah. I mean, they've always been on each other's albums, but if I'm picking anybody, it's Drake. You know, Drake's music's he's always gonna be great. Like he's always gonna.
Yeah. And I just respect the fact that he's not backing down, like J. Cole. Who's just like, oh.
Because Drake, I think, knows he's so at the top that he can't.
But people think, like, when Kendrick did that verse, everyone was like, oh, my God, well, the real battle is going to be J. Cole versus Kendrick because they're, like, the real rapper. And no one even, like, thought about it. And then J. Cole, like, it's the opposite.
He fumbled it so bad, yeah. No, I just think Drake's also kind of funny. So I think that's why he's funny and, like, he laughs.
Like, shout out to the Swifties or, like, whatever.
Yeah,
like,
and when he wrote, don't worry, Ma will handle it. It's like, so that means he's like, we'll handle it. There's going to be something new. So I am very much looking forward to the rest of this week and seeing what happens with that. And that wraps up the topics for today. This voicemail segment is presented by Coors Light. There are plenty of chances in life to make things better by choosing chill. Grab every opportunity to choose chill. The advice that I'm about to give might be just choose and chill. Reach for a refreshing Coors Light. When the mountains turn blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. These are nice and blue, and this can is nice and cold. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going CoorsLight.com/chicks. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Once again, grab yourself a Coors Light, sit back, relax on this beautiful sunny day, and just chill with a Coors Light. Go to CoorsLight.com/chicks and get it delivered straight to your door with Instacart. All right, we're going to get into some voicemails. I put on my story on Chicks in the Office last night to call into this number and leave a voicemail. People want advice, opinions, just fun questions. We're going to dive right into it. Noah's going to play the voicemails, and we'll see what happens. So let's play the first one. And basically, the co-host of this episode is the Chicks in the Office listeners. So we're going to have a little fun here.
All right.
Hey, Noah, go fuck yourself.
Oh, who was that?
Oh shit, that was me. Noah wanted me to test the voicemail last night. I was feeling goofy. Hey Noah, go fuck yourself. It would be hilarious if somebody did send that in. Did you get any of those?
No.
And they just, no, we love you.
No.
All right, let's start off. One more time for the people.
Hey Noah, go fuck yourself.
All right, moving on.
Rhea, did you watch this season of Tournament of Champions, and what were your thoughts?
I did not watch this season of Tournament of Champions yet, so I will be watching because I need a little background noise. I will say, though, I started watching Deal or No Deal Island. People had been asking, we mentioned it long ago when Joe was on the show, Deal or No Deal Island. I caught up on some episodes, and it was a lot more cutthroat than you may think. But no Tournament of Champions yet, but I will get there.
Okay.
Hey, this is Anna, just saying hi.
Anna?
What is your favorite High School Musical movie and why? And also, High School Musical or Camp Rock? That's all. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
That was so cute. That reminded me of Frozen. Go away, Anna. My favorite High School Musical movie is High School Musical 2.
Do you think that's a hot take?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think it's a hot take.
Is Bet on it in 2?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah.
It's just, it has the best songs to me. So High School Musical 2 and yes, High School Musical over Camp Rock. Camp Rock has a special place in my heart just from that time period and nostalgia purposes, but fucking High School Musical 2, I just can't get enough. The songs in High School Musical 2 are some of the best songs ever.
Bet on it, I mean, would listen to.
Let's pull up the High School Musical 2
soundtrack
right now. The original soundtrack for High School Musical 2. What time is it? What time is it? No, unfortunately, we can't play the songs, which is killing me because this would be so much fun. Fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Work This Out. You Are the Music in Me. I Don't Dance. Gotta Go My Own Way Every Day. All for the best soundtrack.
Actually, that's crazy.
It was so good.
What does the first one even have? It's like the living in my own world thing, obviously.
I mean, the first one is also start of something new, get your head in the game. But to me, the first one had more of these are Disney movie songs. Whereas the second one, I'm like, I'll listen to these all. But I mean, the first one's fantastic. Bop to the Top, When There Was Me and You, Stick
and you think
to the status
a big fall
quo.
off for 3.
Yeah, 3 didn't hit for me. 3.
I don't even remember 3.
There was a couple of songs that I liked. Now or Never, A Night to Remember, The Boys Are Back. That was fun, but 3 did not hit me the same way that 1 and 2 did.
Yeah.
1 and 2 have a special place in my heart. All right, moving on.
Hey, Chicks and Noah. This is Patty and Mariah from Dallas, Texas.
Hey.
So since you guys have interviewed so many couples from Bachelor Nation post-show, we wanted to get your takes on which couples, after you interviewed them, you thought definitely had a chance, and which ones you guys were like, hell no, they will not make it. And then based on that, who surprised y'all that they're still together? We love you guys much. Thanks. Bye.
Well, Kelsey and Joey, and I'm not just saying that, I truly, being around them, feel their love. Like, Hannah and Dylan, I mean, we're friends with them, but when we first met them, I felt that way about Hannah and Dylan.
Joe and Serena.
Joe and I mean, don't get me started. I was Joe and Serena's number one fan when they were on the show. Who I didn't think had a chance was Susie and Clayton. Easy to say it because they broke up now, but I felt like that was obvious. We had that kind of discussion while the season was happening and was brought up during their interview. Gabby and Eric not together. I felt, you know, because we had Gabby and Rachel come in together, but without Eric, I was like, okay, you know. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's easy to say when the ones have split to be like, yeah, I didn't have faith, because the ones that I'm surprised are still together. I will say when Charity and Dotun did that little April Fool's prank that they were broken up, I fell into the trap. And was happy to see it was a joke, but I was like, oh shit. So yeah, I mean, right now, just Kelsey and Joey off the presses are just, you know.
Yeah.
Can you say hi, Rhea and Fran? Hi, Rhea.
Oh.
Hi, Fran.
Oh, I have to pass
Hi,
that on to Fran.
guys.
Hi.
I would love some advice on how to balance, I guess, keeping my in-laws happy and keeping my own sanity. That is a struggle right now. I feel like I'm too much of a people pleaser to like really enforce any boundaries. So yeah, would love some insight on your guys' thoughts and how you deal with that as well. Yeah, okay. I love you guys so much. Obsessed with the show. Listen 3 times a week. Congrats on both your engagements.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you say goodbye? Goodbye. Love you.
Oh, so cute. I love you too. That was so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I think now I wouldn't say this is directly on how to deal with in-laws, because I haven't had that experience in which I felt like I have a great relationship with my in-laws and I have never felt like I had to please them in a way. But I think I've had this experience in general with people where more recently even, I think we all come to a point and are all still learning on how to create boundaries for yourself and how to navigate putting yourself first in times where maybe you would put others first, and recognizing what makes you feel good and what makes you feel peaceful and what can be hectic to you. And trust me, I have dealt with that guilt a lot, of feeling bad that, you know, I couldn't be there for somebody, or just in general, and doing, you know, like you said, you know, losing your peace. You have to, it's not easy, but you kind of have to go, if I'm going to be happy doing something this way, I need to truly not care what they say to me, right? Because they probably feel like they have the right to tell you how to live or how to do something, or their opinion. And you can have your opinion and let them say their opinion, but you have to get to a place to let that roll off your back. And now I guess you have to truly want to do what you want to do, right? If you, in your heart of hearts, are like, this is what I want to do and this is what makes me feel happy, you kind of just have to give yourself that talk. And I don't know if that's great advice, but it's what I've had to do with myself, where if like, I feel good about this right now. And if I feel good about this, then what does it matter, you know, is if another person doesn't feel good about it, as long as it's not harming them in any way, you know. I mean that, like, you know, not literally, like, you know, you could do something for yourself that maybe would really hurt somebody else. I'm not saying do that, but just try to put your peace and self first, even though it can be hard. That may not be great advice, but I think it's all something we're learning. So I think it's something good to talk about, because I think everybody can feel that frustration sometimes. And it's important to really, like, stand there and go, what am I feeling right now? Give yourself the moment to feel it. And if you feel like you want to go in one direction, trust yourself. All right, moving on.
Rhea, it's Peyton. I was just wondering if you were stranded on an island, who would be the number one Bravo celebrity that you would want to be with? Yeah, just curious. Love you. Listen every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bye.
If I was stranded, probably Paige DeSorbo, because I feel like she would just want to lay there, and I would kind of just want to chill too. I guess if we were stranded, though, it's like, oh my God, we're going to need somebody to like. I feel like if we put our brains together, we can get there, though. You know what I mean? Like
who in the Bravo world would know how to survive in the wild?
I think a lot of them would freak out, which is why I'm going with Paige, because I feel like she has a really great head on her shoulders. I really do. So I'm gonna go with Paige.
Okay.
Hey Rhea, love the pod. I actually just have a question. If you had to make Real Housewives intro for you, Fran, and Noah, what would they be? Go ahead.
Oh, we've talked about this before.
It might have been at a live show.
It was at a live show. Fuck.
Or I think Kelly Keys
came up with them for us. And mine was something about like sauce and fuck. Oh my God.
Maybe we wait till Kelly have Kelly come up with them again.
That's a great question. Damn it, putting me on the spot. See, this is what happens when you listen to the voicemails on the spot. Now I got to think about this. Fuck. I got to come back to you on that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to let you guys down. Let me know that would be fun if you guys sent in your submissions for what you think our Housewives taglines would be.
That would be good.
That would be fun.
Okay.
Hey, Rhea. My name is Sarah from Columbus, Ohio. At one point in time, there was a situation where a listener was going to go on a date with Noah, and we never heard anything about it after that.
Yep.
I'm curious to know what happened with that. Thanks. Big fan. Loved your show. Went to see you live, and talk to you soon.
Well, thank you for all the kind words. So Noah, you want to talk about it? No, Noah did go on the date.
Yeah.
But the girl wanted to remain completely anonymous and private, which I respect.
Which I assumed, by the way.
Right. Like I didn't
think like this was going to be posted or like anything.
Right. I think we're all under that assumption.
And if I was the girl, I wouldn't want to be.
Right. I mean, I'm sure there's some girls would be like, oh my God, it'd be funny to take a selfie and post it. But she did not want to be posted. And she doesn't live in New York. So Noah is still single. I don't think it
No, it was
progressed.
It was a lot of fun.
Fun to meet somebody new.
Yeah, and it was a great night, but yep, still single.
Noah is still single. Noah.
It was a fun experiment.
Yeah. Noah has been running into this issue as of late that I have witnessed. So this isn't really coming from Noah. This is coming from me. Where girls will flirt with Noah and they have boyfriends or husbands. And I know that it's flirting. You know, you can tell the difference between like they're saying things and they're, trying to do things that are flirting. And Noah's a gentleman and he's like, you have he puts context clues together.
Yeah, and sometimes it I don't put them together quick enough because it'll be like hours or the whole night, and then it's not even me who finds out,
Right. And then we have to be like, oh my God, she has a boyfriend or a husband. And Noah is a gentleman and then says, you have a boyfriend or whatever. And it's just wild to me. Like, it's so wild. But it's just funny because it's becoming like a TV show of like a consistent theme that has been happening.
It happened at the wedding I was at this past week.
Right. It's just crazy. It's like, if you're single, Noah's ready to mingle. But if you're not single, go back to your partner. Like, geez.
Yeah.
It freaking disappoints me, honestly.
Or it's like, hey, I'm not saying like I'm glad if I'm just hanging out with people, like
no,
and I'm happy to hang out with anyone.
But maybe
just get.
I want to reiterate that it is not Noah being like they're flirting with me. It's us witnessing it firsthand, the things they're saying, and they're being pretty open.
It gives me the wrong idea.
Gives me
the wrong idea.
Like, and once again, things are being said that you would think they're single, and they're not, which is a problem. It's just kind of wild. Yeah,
but hey, still single and ready to mingle.
Still single and ready to mingle, and. Yeah, it's just it's crazy some of the things that people will say, and you're like, damn, you're really acting like you're available, but you're not.
Yeah.
Or you are, but you shouldn't be.
If you are available, let me know.
No, but it's also like you shouldn't be making yourself available. You have a boyfriend or husband. Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk.
I don't want to be getting hunted down
by
someone,
Tisk tisk.
Okay.
Well, moving on.
Guys, I love you. I've been to all the shows that I can go to, but I do have need some advice on this. So my coworker, his girlfriend, loves me, which is a huge flatterer, But she texts me all the time, Snapchats me all the time, wants to hang out all the time. And then I enjoy it, but it's always one-sided. I have to keep the conversations going, and she's super quiet. But whenever we're around other people, she's also super quiet, and so I feel like I have to keep the conversation going, or keep her entertained, or make sure that she feels good, which is kind of a little frustrating. I'm sure you guys can agree or have a situation like that, but just kind of want your advice on how to handle this, because she loves me, and it's I do enjoy her, I do like her, but it's she loves me. But it's just an odd situation for me, especially when we go out in public, go to parties and stuff. I feel like I have to make sure that she's okay and make sure she's comfortable, because she's very quiet and doesn't talk to many people. So just some advice on that. Just kind of in the middle of a pickle. So whatever y'all think. Okay, well, thank you guys. I love you. And that's it. Go Sebastian.
Go Sebastian. Hey. Well, I love you too. But I have questions for you, and not to, break you down, but why do you think she loves you so much, but you're also saying you need to carry the conversation? Right? A little confusing there. It was a little, you're saying that she's always Snapchatting you and messaging you, but you're saying you need to keep the conversation going. So does she love you that much? Or does she want to talk to you that much? Or do you feel this need to keep her happy for other reasons? I would say if you feel like the conversation is dying out over Snapchat or text messages or whatever, don't respond.
Maybe it's a more in-person thing.
Yeah, maybe don't respond, because you're saying that she wants to talk to you all the time and loves you, but you're also saying that she stops talking and that you need to keep the conversation going. So I would then stop the conversation. My advice to you is when you feel like the conversation is dying down, stop. And if you feel like she isn't a friend that's adding something to your life, you don't need to be that close. You can kind of fizzle it out if you want, and if she's quiet, she may not ask questions. that's awful advice. I'm kidding about that, but I just think if you feel like you're pulling teeth, maybe she doesn't want to talk as much as you think she does.
Maybe she hates you.
That's it. My opinion is maybe she doesn't want to talk as much as you think she does. Yeah, that's my takeaway. It's golf. It's not golf. It's Top Golf. We have been to Top Golf, and whether you love golf or you've never swung a club in your life, they're the place to play. If you've never heard of them, they have all the stuff to make them legit golf, like balls, clubs, turf, and even a ball picker-up cart thing that'll help you out. But they're very much not golf, too. We're talking loud music, giant targets, climate-controlled bays, and unbeatable foods and drinks day or night. If you're looking for a date night, a girls' night, or just a fun night out with a sprinkle of competition, It's Topgolf. Since they want everyone to play, they just launched half off golf Monday through Wednesday when you book in their app. All you have to do is book a Monday through Wednesday in their app and you'll get half off the golf. Of course, even they have some rules. Half off golf Monday through Wednesday applies to gameplay only, isn't offered at the Vegas venue, and is only available when you book in their app. For full details, visit topgolf.com/chicks. That's topgolf.com/chicks.
Hey, Ria. So my birthday is coming up at the end of the month, April 30th. 2 years ago, I actually went to the Chicks in the Office show in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I'm from, on my 20th birthday. But this year, I'm kind of struggling with what to do. I tend to be the person who, puts a lot of pressure on my birthday, and it's, never what I want it to be. But, I want it to be a good time. I'm in New Orleans now, and I'm just, I have no clue how to celebrate, but I was wondering if you had any recommendations on what I can do with my friends, if I should go out alone, get drunk, get dinner and drinks, whatever it may be. What's your idea of a good time on your birthday? Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. I think birthdays could be a lot of pressure, and I think the easiest way to relieve that kind of pressure is to set up a plan for yourself that doesn't have a lot of pressure on it. So my first initial reaction is plan a dinner with your friends, have dinner and drinks with your friends, and then go back to your place and have a big sleepover. No pressure. If you guys want to, if after dinner, keep it open. If after dinner you want to hit the bars, go to the bars, but have the plan be, why don't we go to dinner and drinks, have a delicious dinner meal, and go back to my place and have a little sleepover. We can wear matching pajamas. That's kind of a fun, cute idea that we used to do when we were younger, and I want to bring it back. I think I'm bringing it back with my friends this weekend, actually. We ordered a set of matching pajamas. Yes. And I was like, wait, that's so cute and fun, because we don't really... we'll maybe go to a bar or two and then go home and then put the matching PJs on and hang out. So that's why it's on the top of my head. And that's my advice to you, to relieve the pressure of your birthday. Set dinner, have a set plan. This is my, let's do a dinner for my birthday, and keep the second part of it a little open so there's less pressure.
Hey, Ria. This is Caitlin from Louisville, Kentucky. Love the pod. Love you guys. I am a 2024 bride. I'm actually getting married in 26 days, so I'm trying not to panic. But I just wanted to know your best wedding advice that you've received so far, whether it be for planning or day of, or just love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Bye.
So I will say a lot of people give kind of the same advice, where it's like, you can't control the weather, you can't control the day, do what you really want to be. You're 26 days out. So this would be my advice and what I have been focused on. And what I am really focused on and what I am most excited about is the marriage part. The wedding is super exciting, and it's going to be a blast. And, in my eyes, truly is a way to celebrate our love. And what I've been focused on is wow, I can't wait until you're my husband and I'm your wife and we are married and have this next chapter of life together, and create our own family going forward, starting out with us two. And so I feel like if you focus on that aspect, the details of the wedding and the high stress of the wedding, I'm not as close as you are. So I can't say what I would be feeling 26 days before my wedding. But what I'm going to try to do and hold on to is the fact that you can't control what happens that day. You can't sweat the small stuff. Everything's going to be beautiful no matter what. You are going to look beautiful no matter what. You're going to feel great because you're marrying the love of your life, and you can look forward to the marriage you two are going to have together. And that's what's most important. So I would focus on that aspect and don't sweat the small things, because at the end of the day, it is huge and it is your wedding, but it is going to be one day, and then it's the rest of your life. So I would focus on being really excited, to be married to, you know, hopefully your best friend and the love of your life. And the wedding is just a plus on top of that to celebrate that love. That's my advice.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, Rhea. My question for you is, if a box showed up on your doorstep and inside of it was the day and time that you were going to die, would you open it? Love you guys.
No, I wouldn't. Because that shit absolutely scares me so much. Like, it really, really, really scares me. And I want to live forever. And unfortunately, we don't. And that is something that I really struggle with. So my answer right now would be no, because
it's tough.
It's a tough question because, of course, everybody, you know, not everybody, but I'm sure it's popped into your head, you know.
But also, it's like, if it's somewhat soon, are there things like, if you knew, then you would do because you know you don't have much time?
Right, but I would just be shitting my pants for that day.
Yeah.
Like, I just think you don't want to know. In my opinion, I wouldn't.
I think I wouldn't want to know.
It would be really hard to refuse, you know, knowing something, but at the same time, I don't think I would do it.
Hi. First of all, hope your day is going great.
It is.
My question is, how would you deal with, let's say, a family member, sister-in-law maybe, that, you know, it's hard to get along and you're just kind of two different people, but you're family. So how do you go about it without anything happening? But, yeah, thank you.
My advice for that would be, and I'm learning this, you know, as I get into my later 20s, my second half of 20s, I'll be 27 in July, you kind of have to accept people for who they are. And not everyone is going to be your cup of tea, and you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's kind of just how life goes. And once you start accepting people for who they are, you know, there are times where I've been in situations and people have like their own quirks or something that I personally would find off-putting. And then you sit and you go, okay, well, if I find that about off-putting about them, well, maybe there's something off-putting about me. Maybe there's something they don't like about me, and you just accept people for who they are. I think once you get to that point, it's a bit easier to let things roll off your back. You know, maybe your sister-in-law makes comments to you that aren't nice, or maybe she acts in a way that you don't approve of, or maybe you guys just butt heads about certain subjects in life. If you just kind of go with the accepting of someone for who they are, and maybe they're just not my type of person, but they're going to be in my life, and it's all about accepting. And then realizing I just need to let this roll off my back. And hopefully, you know, maybe this is, of course, you should stand up for yourself, right? I always believe that. If somebody is truly hurting you, you should stand up for yourself. But if it's minuscule things and you go, you know what, this person is just miserable in their own life and they're not happy with themselves. And the reason they're treating me this way is because there's something going on with them. But, you know, I'm happy and whatever, then who cares to fight back? Just let people do their thing. And once they see it doesn't bother you, maybe that'll piss them off more. But eventually they're going to go, I can't get to them. So I would say it's accepting the fact that this person may just not be your kind of person. And it might be hard to bite your tongue. But in the end, biting your tongue will probably find you more peace.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do one more.
Hey, so I was talking with my friends the other day, and I was asking them, would you rather be on acid at your wedding or bloated? You can only choose one, and this is in terms of photos. And I just thought this was such a fun question, and I would love to get your take on it. So let me know. Kisses.
I would rather be bloated at my wedding than be on acid. I don't want to be on acid on my wedding. I want to fully experience my wedding for what it is. And I don't want to be on acid for my wedding. I think that would really trip me up. I have been on shrooms in situations where I've been like, why am I on shrooms?
That seems like the worst place in the entire world you could be on acid. Like every person you know in your life.
Yeah, I having to talk to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
People are morphing.
You're like the center of attention.
Yeah, you're the Yeah, the last thing you want to be.
You're sitting in the middle of the.
While you're on drugs is the center of attention. Like I think you want to kind of just fade into it. I remember a couple of years ago, summer 2021, I went to a wedding and I microdosed shrooms before it. And no, that wasn't a thrill. It was me just telling my sister, "Oh my God, I'm on shrooms right now." Like it wasn't fun. Like I didn't enjoy that experience. So definitely, I'd rather be bloated, unfortunately. You know, I don't want to be bloated on my wedding, but the chances might be high, you know?
Yeah.
It is what it is. And it not is what it is, it would annoy me, but I think because I hopefully would be distracted enough to not be thinking about the bloatedness. If I'm on acid, I'm fucking thinking about being on acid the whole time, and my wedding video is gonna look like me, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Wolf of Wall Street.
And I feel like you wouldn't really you wouldn't like fully remember the night. Like
no,
you want to remember your wedding.
And like, you know,
or you don't actually know how.
If I'm the only one on acid and my husband's not on acid, and he's just watching me on acid.
Also,
like
it'd be like what, like you wouldn't know how the night actually went.
Right, unless everybody's on acid together. Then that is a different story. But if it's just me on acid, no, thank you. I've never done acid, and I don't want to do acid.
I did it once.
It scares me. How was it?
Incredible.
Oh, you had a great time.
Yeah, but I was with someone who didn't. So
right.
Hit or miss.
It could happen. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, that's it. All right, that wraps up the voicemails. Hopefully we'll do this segment again in the future. That was super fun. Love hearing from you guys. Love including the listeners to be a part of the show. I thought that was super fun. And we were going to do Weekly Watch Report, but we're not going to do Weekly Watch Report. We're going to save it for Wednesday so we can discuss some of the shows that Fran and I watch. Both of the shows we could discuss together and talk more about the things we watched this week. So thank you so much for watching and listening. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope I didn't let any of you down. I hope I didn't disappoint you. If I did, I apologize, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I love you guys. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back on Wednesday.